I'm Stanton Wortham, the Dean of the Lynch School of Education and Human Development at Boston College. Today I wanted to talk to you a bit about choosing a research topic. So if you're a student and you're thinking of an academic career, you're choosing topics, whether they be for master's theses, for doctoral dissertations, or in other contexts. And if you're a young professor, you're trying to figure out which kinds of topics are the ones that you should pursue next in your research career. This is a crucial choice, especially if you're going to try to get a job at a research university where the research is the primary contribution that the institution is looking for from you. So it's worth taking some time to think about what sorts of topics are the right sorts of topics for you in your particular context. One big question that you face is, to what extent do you follow a research mentor? In certain fields, in psychology, in some of the natural sciences, there's a tradition of working in somebody's lab. So a professor will have a lab, he or she will be working on a particular topic, certain kinds of data and methods, and often graduate students will be apprentices in that lab, so you end up working with someone on his or her project, and the question then is, how do you differentiate yourself? It's great, everybody is happy if you get a few publications by contributing to a project that a mentor of yours was doing. That's something that can be useful for your CV, but you're going to face a challenge of, how is what I'm doing different than what that person is doing? Because if you want an academic job, you have to contribute something that's distinctive to you, and it isn't just a repetition or a minor extension of a research program somebody else is doing. The more technically complicated a set of research areas is, the more equipment it requires to do, the harder it is to differentiate yourself, because you can't do it without buying lots of equipment, mastering lots of skills. So some of the natural sciences require you to work in somebody else's lab for extended periods before you can build your own. But in most of the social sciences, you're able to differentiate yourself more quickly. So see if you can figure out an angle and talk explicitly to your advisor about, how is it that I can do something that's distinctive to me, that I can claim as mine, that of course builds on the assumptions and the approaches that the mentor is doing, but that also allows you to be somebody who's doing something that's a little bit distinctive. One of the big questions in choosing a research topic in general is, are you going for something incremental or transformative? These are two very different approaches. Our image of science is that it's the incremental accumulation of knowledge. So over time, different people add pieces like bricks in a wall, and over time you build a nice wall, you build a whole edifice of knowledge because different investigators have contributed their own bricks, and each brick builds on the other one. This is what Thomas Kuhn called normal science. This is science where everybody agrees on the basic premises, the basic approaches, and each of us just contributes different pieces based on the same premises, and over time, all of us together build a body of knowledge that people can use. That's a valuable enterprise, and if that's what you want to do, it's a safer route. This is the safe route in order to move forward academically. We have a field, a group of people see the world in a particular way, they have a set of theories and methods they agree on, they agree that there's certain knowledge we don't yet have, and you're going to go out and get some of that knowledge and contribute to it. This is the most common approach, and it's an approach that requires you to be clear about what tradition you're contributing to and how you're adding something that is new and distinctive. It's information that others have not been able to develop so far. A transformational approach to research is a riskier approach. It's high risk, high reward. The most salient people, the people whose work many of us read in graduate school or as academics, is work done not just by people who contribute incrementally new bricks to the wall of knowledge, but people who change how we think about knowledge, people who develop a new method, a new way of looking at data, a new theory, a new approach that overthrows some assumption of the ways that people have thought about knowledge in the past in whatever field we're talking about. So a transformational approach is more difficult to do, but it's something that can have more of an enduring impact. If you're going to pursue a more transformational approach, you have to be aware that you might fail because there are lots of people trying to do new stuff, and your new stuff may not catch on. You have to be able to be at the right time with the right ideas so that people will attend to them in a way that will allow you to move forward as the exemplar of that new way of thinking. Very often people start careers with more incremental approaches, and then they become more transformational once they're established. That's certainly a safer route, since you can get a job, get yourself a tenured position, and then move on to do more risky things. That's probably the wise way to do it. But once in a while, an opportunity presents itself so that you can try something new wherever you are, in whatever position or stage of your career you're at, and you need to be able to decide whether or not you're willing to take that risk or not. One last thought about research topics. I advise you strongly to pick something generative. It's possible to pick a topic which is a discrete piece, a small area where you find something out and that's it and it's done. But it's also possible to pick a topic, a set of data, an approach that has many possible new implications. So if you ask yourself, if I do this project I'm proposing, what will it look like when it's done? Will it be done? In other words, I've figured out what I set out to answer and that's it, and I have to go do something else? Or will it open up new possibilities? So once I answer this question, I'm going to have 3 different directions I could take it, because there are new ideas that are raised, or the topic I'm exploring is complex and interesting enough, or it connects to several different disciplines or different areas of concern, such that 3 years from now, when I'm able to write up the final results of these research questions, I'm going to have 3 more that are going to emerge that I'll be able to pursue, because the area I'm into is so interesting. It's fecund, it's generative, it allows new possibilities. If you have the chance to work on a more generative topic area like that, I strongly suggest that you do it, because it will set you up for a cascading series of projects and not just for one discrete project at a time. If you'd like more information about this and other topics, please take a look at the DK Mentoring website.